At the end of 2019, I have ridden 976 different roller coasters in 35 different states and 14 different countries. This includes 150 wood coasters and 826 steel coasters. So narrowing this list down to just 25 coasters was challenging, but here are my favorites. Number 25, Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. This is one of the weirdest hypercoasters out there. This modified old Aero Looper has a wonderful ravine setting and some really unrestricted restraints. The result is some of the most powerful ejector airtime of any coaster. Number 24, Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion. The first of many RMCs on this list is an airtime buffet. Those 3 camelbacks are some of the best sustained ejector airtime RMC has ever created. Plus, the rest of the ride isn't short in airtime either. Number 23, Storm Chaser at Kentucky Kingdom. While Twisted Timbers may have more airtime hills, I think the elements of Storm Chaser are more extreme. Every single airtime hill delivers some extremely powerful ejector airtime, and the inversions feel downright wild. Number 22, Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. Like Storm Chaser, every single element on Twisted Cyclone delivers, but this one has 2 advantages, an incredible first drop and that epic wave turn. Number 21, the RMC Raptors. Continuing the trend of the RMC coasters is their Raptor clone. This coaster may be short, but it's a fierce little ride. It feels unnaturally fast. The transitions are quick, and the ejector airtime, particularly on that first drop, is breathtaking. Number 20, Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England. Yes, the restraints are bad, there's no way to hide that. But Superman has one of the best layouts in the world. The first half is an out and back with sustained ejector airtime, and the second half is a twister with positive Gs and quick pops of airtime. Number 19, Millennium Force at Cedar Point. Ride this up front and you won't regret it. The sensation of speed is matched by few coasters. Millennium Force is the perfect blend of overbanks, airtime hills, and low-to-the-ground moments that showcase the ride's speed. Number 18, El Torro at Six Flags Great Adventure. If you love sustained ejector airtime, El Toro's first half is your dream. That first drop and back-to-back camelbacks have some of the strongest ejector airtime on the planet, as does the famous Rolling Thunder Hill. I just wish the rest of the ride was equally as incredible. Number 17, Helix at Leesburg. I love terrain coasters, and Helix certainly fits the bill. This Mack multi-launch coaster weaves along the wooded hillside, switching between powerful airtime hills and floaty inversions. Plus, it's extra magical at night with the lights of Gothenburg in the background. Number 16, Skyrush at Hershey Park. Of all the coasters I've ridden, Skyrush probably has the strongest airtime. And the vicious laterals, particularly on the wing seats, aren't too shabby either. So why isn't Skyrush higher? The restraints aren't the best. Number 15, Shambhala at Port Aventura. Shambhala is a bigger, faster, and better B&M hypercoaster. The airtime is more powerful and sustained longer than the other B&M hypers, but it's still just as comfortable and re-rideable as you'd expect from a B&M megacoaster. Number 14, Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. One of RMC's earliest hybrids is still among their best, and it all comes down to that quarry setting. It allows for 2 of the best drops on any coaster to go along with the usual RMC goodness. Number 13, Fury 325 at Carowinds. The highest ranked B&M on this list is almost unanimously considered their best. Fury 325 has an epic first drop, a first half showcasing the ride's speed, and a second half of some of the strongest airtime B&M has ever created. Number 12, Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. RMC's first wooden coaster is a rush from start to finish. It may be short, but it's fast and aggressive. Plus, the wooded setting results in one of the best night rides out there. Number 11, Wildfire at Kolmarden Zoo. Narrowly missing the top 10 is Wildfire, the hulking wooden coaster at this Swedish zoo. Wildfire does everything you'd expect from a big RMC, and it does it in one of the most picturesque settings of any coaster. Number 10, Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Even when it doesn't duel, Twisted Colossus is one of the best coasters in the world. Both halves are a frenetic blitz of airtime with the occasional inversion mixed in. Number 9, Boulder Dash at Lake Compounce. This coaster is here because of the front row night rides it delivers. This coaster is one heck of an aggressive ride. It delivers airtime in droves combined with some sneaky laterals, and this is all while you're weaving up and down a mountain. Number 8, Schwer des Karnen at Hansa Park. This is one of the most messed up coasters in the world. It does some unnatural things in that giant tower, but it also mixes in some of the most aggressive airtime and laterals of any coaster. Number 7. Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park. Intamin's crowning achievement is an airtime machine. It has some of the strongest sustained ejector airtime. And I'd be remiss not to mention that devilishly twisted first drop loaded with ejector airtime and laterals. Number 6. Phoenix at Canobie's. I always come off this coaster laughing. It's impossible not to grin ear to ear as you're launched repeatedly into that buzz bar. The restraints, or lack thereof, is what makes Phoenix special. Number 5. The coaster at P&E Playland. Much like Phoenix, it's the minimalistic restraints that make coaster special. Except unlike the airtime on Phoenix, which is more of the floater variety, the airtime on coaster is more of the ejector variety, and that's downright terrifying with no seatbelt and a lap bar a good foot above your lap. Number 4. Untamed at Wallaby Holland. One of the best paced coasters out there, Untamed has no dead spots. You're either getting extreme ejector airtime or flipping upside down. It really feels like a mini Steel Vengeance. Number 3. Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. The best steel coaster in the world is incredible. This coaster simply never ends. In fact, it feels like two different coasters spliced into one. The first half has some of the most powerful airtime RMC has ever created, and the second half feels like your typical RMC coaster with a flurry of smaller elements. Number 2. Voyage at Holiday World. Arguably the most ambitious wooden coaster ever built, Voyage does a little bit of everything. The first third feels like a hypercoaster with the giant camelbacks. The second part feels like a twister with all the quick direction changes. And then the return run is a wild mix of both airtime and laterals. And if you ride this at night, you can't see a thing. Number 1. Lightning Rod at Dollywood. It took me several tries to get on Lightning Rod, but it was worth all the hassle. There isn't a moment of wasted track on this incredible coaster. It starts with a strong launch, drops into a ravine, and then each airtime hill gets stronger and stronger, finishing with the quad down. And like several of my favorite coasters, it's also an incredible night ride. I'm sure this list will change as I get on some of the new for 2020 rides and re-ride some of my favorites. But for now, this is how I rank my favorite coasters. What are your favorites? I'd love to hear your comments below. Thanks for listening.